Hello, I am Jackalynn. I am 1/3 of the review group's Film-Inflicted Trauma and Roleplay Roulette. Most recently we did The Demon Hunters by The Dead Gentleman. Now, I've loved The Dead Gentleman for about 4 years. When I was 17, a friend of mine introduced me to their movies, which were at the time the only ones they introduced me to were Gamers and Gamers 2 Orpheus Rising, which are great movies. The first Gamers, because it's shot with absolutely no budget, it feels like you're just hanging out with some guys while they roleplay, and that's a lot of fun. Orpheus Rising had a much higher budget and had a cohesive story to tell, which made it vastly superior, but I still enjoy watching both of them. So, as we normally do when we post a review, we network. We post it on Facebook. We upload it to YouTube and Blip first, and then we share them on the various networking sites we're on, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, things like that. And Fox usually posts them on the company's actual pages. We like to share what we do with people, and usually, because lately we've been doing independent companies, they have a lot of fun watching it, and they don't mind that we poke fun at them, because usually, for the past, 4 reviews we've done, we've really enjoyed the movie, and we have told people that, and we have, supported them and suggested they go out and purchase the film and things like that. And the smaller companies really seem to appreciate that. People that are involved in the project seem to have a lot of fun watching us tease them, things like that, and that makes me feel really good. The only movie we ever gonna, flat out, downright terrible review to was The Newly Deads, and if you watch that video you'll see why. So we posted it to the Dead Gentleman's page, and, later that day, I saw that they shared it on Facebook, and it was getting a lot of traffic, and that made me feel really, really good. Really good, because I freaking love those guys. And, and I was riding that high, and Steve Wolbrecht asked us if we were going to be at Gencon, and I screamed, and I jumped up and down, and I made high-pitched sounds only a dog can hear, because I was very, very excited, because I love The Dead Gentleman. So I was like, well, oh my gosh, Steve Wolbrecht, he played Chris in The Demon Hunters. If I recall correctly, he does pretty much most of their music, and he's, if you watch, if you stick with us and watch our review coming up of Demon Hunters 2, Dead Camper Lake, he's a really good singer. I like it. I like his work, and and he's amazing as Chris. I'm never gonna get over that. He will always be, Chris to me, the quintessential best character in Demon Hunters. And so I was like, well, Jay's gonna be there, definitely. He's already got his tickets. I'm going to sell everything I own if it means I get to go to Gen Con and meet them. And, I've been thinking about what I would do. So I made a post on Tumblr today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I made, a little list. I was like, definitely meet Kristen Bauer. She plays Pam. Pam is my favorite vampire in the books and the show of True Blood. She's fantastic. She's a fantastic character, and Kristen Bauer nails her. She's very beautiful. She's very talented. I would like to meet her. I'd like to meet Nichelle Nichols. I'd like to, meet Will Wheaton. I stalk him on Tumblr all the time. I mean, it'd be cool to finally, to shake his hand and tell him I enjoy his work, and I think he's a very funny guy. And the Dead Gentlemen are going to be there, because they're filming for Gamers 3 there, and you can buy tickets to an event and sit in with them, but they're going to be there all 4 days because, they're going to be filming that, you see, the part of the plot of this one is Cass has a huge crush on, the current TCG champ, who is a woman, and so they're creating their own, card game for that, and, on top of that, they're going to be, filming actual, role-playing stuff there, too, which makes me really excited, especially since I wonder if they're going to do in-game shots like they did in Orpheus Rising, because that would be really fun to, stand on the sidelines and watch if they were to film, say, in the grove of really beautiful, or the Evergreen Grove, out by my house, because that thing is beautiful and no one ever does anything there. I wanted to film our, one of our reviews out there, but, it's been way too hot to do anything outside. So, they're going to be filming there. And since they're going to be there all 4 days, they're probably going to have a booth, and they're probably going to have cast and crew, sitting around at the booth, manning it, greeting fans and stuff. And, Steve Wolbrecht specifically asked if we were going to be there, and I was just like, oh, I will do anything to go. I decided the best thing I could do if I would meet them, other than get a picture with them, is have them sign my character sheets, specifically the cast and crew of both Journey Quest and Darkness Rising. Well, I would have Christian Doyle sign Varel's character sheet. And if you know me, my online handles are usually have something to do with Varel or Chosen of Ashura and things like that, because my all-time favorite role-playing character is an undead necromancer named Varel Ashura, and Christian Doyle as Gary in Darkness Rising raises a chicken from the dead, chicken or turkey. It is a edible fowl of the barnyard variety, not of the water variety. And as Superfluous in Journey Quest turns their cleric Caro into a corporeal sentient undead. In the game that Varel is from, which is Fox's homebrew called Laodicea, Varel is the only necromancer in the entire game that can do that, that can create true undead with a spell. Most true undead have to happen through character creation and story, but she can actually put the template on other people with a spell. And I paid experience out the ass for that, which is why I was the last one to hit maximum level in that game. But, so that would be awesome. I would have, since I have never played a monk, usually, the GMs that I play with usually have a rule of, say, 1x per game. They don't want, like, a whole party of monks or a whole party of rogues, things like that. So I never had a monk. But I have a cleric. An epic cleric from D&D 3.5, but from a homebrew setting that, Fox created. He's very good at that. Named Talshik, and Talshik is not only an epic cleric, but he is an exalted cleric. And I would like him to sign that because, or like Brian Lewis to sign that because he plays Caro in Journey Quest. I've never had a ranger. I would have the gentleman who played Leo sign a NPC character sheet for one of Fox's characters who died a lot and my cleric had to resurrect pretty much every fight. I have a paladin I would like to get signed by Nathan Rice. Also named Varel. Funny story, Varel gets her name because the very first character I had named Varel was a spell scale sorcerer that I sucked at playing. I was 16. Varel's original name was Varel Korik, which in Draconic meant beautiful slaughter. But I kept the name when I started playing WoW because it sounded very Draenei-like. So I have somewhere buried in my character binder, I have a 3.5 World of Warcraft RPG character sheet for Varel, and I would definitely have Nathan Rice sign that because she's a paladin. He plays Sir Osric, as well as, you know, Kevin Lodge, but his, you know, Kevin Lodge's NPC'd, you know, party helper was Sir Osric the Paladin, who was one of my favorite characters. I have a huge crush on Nathan Rice. I am not ashamed to admit it. My husband has a huge crush on Sarah Connolly, so I feel it's okay if I have a crush on Nathan Rice. I would have the woman who played Joanna. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on names, and I don't want to be, you know, the annoying one and, you know, tab over here to go to IMDb. I love the cast. I just have trouble remembering names sometimes, especially right now. I am so excited to get to the point of this vlog to tell you what I want to tell you. I would have her sign Atma's character sheet. Atma is my warrior from Ironclaw. He is an elephant. He has a body of 2d12, almost off the charts. He is 9 feet tall. He weighs 336 pounds. He is a slab of powerful man meat. I like him. He is my favorite male character to date. I don't have many. I only have like 3, so I would definitely have her sign him. And I really want to meet them. I really want to meet them. I want to take their picture. I want to get my picture taken with them. I want to talk to them. I want to be a creepy stalker fangirl and just kind of stare at them from across the room with little anime eyes and sparkles around me. I don't even like anime. I don't care. I'll do it. I'll draw them on in pictures if I have to, but there are 2, if I can make this happen, if I can get Fox and I to Gencon, get us 2 4-day passes, then meeting the Dead Gentleman cast and crew of both Dead Gentleman and Zombie Orpheus will be the 3rd greatest thing to happen in my life. Marriage to Fox will always be first. Getting into college will always be second. and then meeting them will be third, and it'll be the rest of my list forever. Unless, of course, I meet Spoonie, that'll be fourth. I also really like Spoonie a lot, but, you know, I don't think he'd like me. But that's neither here or there. The point is, I made a post on Tumblr saying all this stuff, all of the stuff I wanted them to sign, etc., etc. I was so happy. Zombie Orpheus reblogged it, and they said they're gonna meet us there. We're gonna get to hang out with them. They're gonna stalk us if they have to, but they are going to find us. And I will tab over for this one because this has to be quote for quote. Our goal is to stalk you at Gencon. We will not rest until we have found you. That alone made me go, ah, oh my god, yay! I might get to be their friend! And I was really excited. And then the other half of that was Nathan Rice. Nathan Rice will be wistfully sitting at the booth, pen in hand, until your arrival. And I was just, the first thought in my hand was, you hear that? That is the sound of 10,000 fanfictions simultaneously springing into life. All penned by me. I'm not going to do that. I don't write fanfiction. I tried once and it was terrible. It was the worst thing I've ever written. I'm never going to do it again. So I jokingly said, I was like, really? And then, as a joke, I'm like, I blame you for the ensuing fanfictions. I hope you can rest easily with that weight upon your shoulders. And now, more than ever, I'm gonna go. Last year we went. I'm actually pretty sure that last year is when we discovered the Demon Hunters. Jeremy picked up Journey Quest and Dead Camper Lake at, I think Zombie Orpheus may have had a booth. I'm not sure. I know it was at least a special effects booth. This has been a year. I'm sorry. I have slipped since then and have turned 21 since then, so there's been drinking involved some days. I'm so excited. Like, when I read that, I literally jumped out of my chair, went, I'm not going to make the real sound, but it was so loud, I'm amazed the windows didn't shatter. Put on my flip-flops and ran from our house down to the barn, through the barn, dodging all the farming equipment, dodging the cats, dodging the rabbits, screaming as I jumped up and down in my pajamas to tell Fox. And I was just like, I will sell limbs, I will sell organs, they're not going to be mine, I will sell books, I will have a freaking bake sale, I'll sell all of my video games except Skyrim, I will sell my desktop, I will sell anything of mine that I have personally bought if it means we can go to Gencon. And so, just in case I don't have enough left over after getting my books and things for school, I will have the biggest yard sale I've ever seen, and I will try to make enough money to get at least one of us a 4-day pass. Probably him. I will buy his before I buy mine because I don't want to be selfish. We will go. We will meet them. I will not know how to process that. I will be so overloaded by so many amazing, talented people who actually want to meet us that I might just die. I don't think my brain can handle that. I don't think there's a force in the world that could make me understand that as it happens. We rarely go to events because we normally spend all our money on games before we can. I'm really hoping that there's some general seating left for this one because I really want to watch them because they're actually filming things at Gen Con because Gamers 3 does take place at Gen Con. So, like, all this stuff is happening. I'm really amazed by it, and I'm sorry that my first personal content is a vlog. I know they're not really fun to watch for most people, but I had to tell somebody, and I've already told Fox, excuse me, and there's no one else I can tell right now. Oh my god, this is the best thing ever. These guys are making my year even more amazing than it already was, and I fucking love them. I'm not worthy. We're not worthy. Well, okay, Jay and Fox are worthy, but it's gonna be amazing.